Ben Menachem writes, and I quote, Dear Chaim, here we go, Dear Chaim, according to the book Perfidy by Ben Hecht, in 1956, Israel conquered the Sinai, and David Ben-Gurion went on the radio in Israel and gave a speech citing ancient Greek sources in support of the proposition that Sinai was historically a part of Israel. The next day, he gave it back to Egypt under pressure from the Eisenhower administration. What do you think the effect might have been on subsequent Israeli history and the idea of giving up land in Israeli politics if Ben-Gurion had stood up to the U.S. and kept the Sinai, unquote? Obviously, Israel would have been in a much stronger position if Israel had kept the Sinai, obviously. Obviously, every surrender, every retreat has been a disaster for Israel. Of course. Of course. It leads to more war, more catastrophe, more death, more destruction, obviously. And this was also a disastrous decision that he made. In 1956, they had the Sinai War, and Israel liberated the Sinai from Muslim Nazi Egypt. And then a few months later, under pressure from the Eisenhower administration, pressure from Richard Nixon, the vice president then, Vice President Richard Nixon also threatened Israel at that time, because people say Nixon was pro-Israel. That's complete baloney. Complete baloney. Eisenhower and Nixon pressured Israel to surrender, and they gave in. They caved in. It was absolutely disastrous decision. Any retreat from Jewish land always leads to disaster. Always leads to disaster.